Hello and welcome to today's live coaching call and community conversation. Today I'm going to share with you one simple tip, concept, belief, lifestyle, whatever you want to title it, that you can incorporate starting today that will help you as a menopausal woman lose body fat. And I'm talking body fat, not just the hormonal belly fat, but body fat in general. So welcome if you're new here. My name is Diane Parham. I am the creator of the online course and community, the Intermittent Fasting for Today's Aging Woman, which is a 30-day program that helps you really incorporate and understand how intermittent fasting can help you as an aging woman. I'm also the creator of the online course and community, the Midlife Mindset Shift, where we do group coaching over a span of usually 6 months together. We go a little deeper into some concepts about us as aging women, our thoughts and beliefs about that, and what we're willing to do to create a life that we love. So if you're in the Midlife Mindset Shift course, we're going to dive deep, and we already started diving deep into what I'm going to teach today. We'll practice it in real time. So make sure you take notes today and bring this to the Midlife Mindset Shift course, because we're going to be talking about this as well. So let's get started. Do me a favor in the comment section. Let me know if you're currently an intermittent faster, like, is that your lifestyle? Also, let me know how long you're fasting on average per day. So like your rinse and repeat fast for sure. And then we'll get started on today's concept. So I did a little drawing. Side note, I am not a graphic designer. I'm not an artist. This is probably why I've never become a school teacher. I'm not good at all these kind of visual things drawing out, but I do my best. And I did my best today to illustrate for you the concept of what it takes to really tap into the body fat that so many of us are frustrated with as aging women, and how to utilize it very successfully and in a very healthy way, so that you have the opportunity every day to wake up looking and feeling your best and doing it in your most authentic way. So we teach here that we live the lifestyle of intermittent fasting where we feast so that our fast is as comfortable and efficient as possible. And so I want you to keep that in kind of the forefront of your mind as I'm going through today's little visual and today's little lecture. Again, I always recommend coming to these discussions with your notebook, because you can replicate this as a reminder for yourself. So we love teaching and living the 20-hour fast and the 4-hour feast. I'm going to put a little asterisk in here and side note for all the naysayers of fasting. Like, if you don't want to believe fasting works for you, I 100% am okay with that. I'm not here to convince you, but also want you to just think about the fact that you figured out something that's working for you. Go live that. Other people are figuring out something that's working for them, and they're living that. So we don't have to have our worlds, mesh up perfectly all the time with the results that we're getting. What we need to do is make sure we're living our most authentic life. So think about that when you're listening to today's conversation as well. So this here illustrates the 20-hour fast. This is 0 is when you start your fast or you stop your feasting. The 12-hour mark is where we go from fasting to a fasted state. This little middle part right here is about the 16-hour mark, where the magic really starts happening. And the 20-hour mark is where we have the most efficient amount of fasting time to reverse the signs of aging and balance out our hormones. Okay. In the middle here, I have what I call the tank. If you're in the Midlife Mindset Shift course and community, we talk a lot about draining our tanks. And so this is what I'm going to share with you guys today. I don't know why my camera just went fuzzy. This is what we're going to share with you guys today. And I'm going to correlate it to the 20-hour fast and how you can use this concept to utilize body fat that's in storage, so you no longer have to look at it sitting on your body. We're going to actually use it up, right? And make it something that's really super efficient and effective for us. So the 0 mark is where we start our new fast and we end our feast. Really important to understand that there is a big difference between just deciding you're going to start your fast and actually not feasting. So my Midlife Mindset Shift members, a lot of them had a promise in June where they were going to actually fast, when they said they were going to fast and close out their window and not put anything else in their mouth. And when they made that promise, they realized how they've been kind of cheating themselves out of getting this optimal opportunity of the 20-hour fast because we let little pesky things settle in. Happens all the time. This is where I say there's a big difference between fasting and just not eating. So you want to efficiently and effectively start a new fast. From 0 to 12 hours, if you don't do anything to interrupt the fast, which is the 0 to 12 hours, then what happens is your insulin levels settle down and start to, balance out because you're not creating new insulin responses, right? So everything starts to get back to its own baseline. When we do this, when you're at that 12-hour mark, that's when your body has become really effective at processing your last food experience. So when you start your fast is when you have your last food experience. So this 0 to 12 hours is this area of your tank right here. Your body's like, hey, thanks, Diane, for all those great nutrients. I'm just going to chill out right here and take advantage of this easy energy that you just provided me when you were feasting for that 4 hours. So the more efficient you are at your feasting window, the more efficient your body is going to be at utilizing this energy for you. So that when you get to this 12-hour mark and you're working through these first 4 hours of your fast, you feel energized, you feel calm, you're not having hypoglycemic episodes, you're just ready to start your day. This is the time or the area that I call the overflow. Anything that your body wasn't efficient at utilizing, it's stored away in the overflow. This is this time right here. So if you continue fasting and just not eating, remember there's the difference between that. So if you're having your coffee and you're having your creamer and you're having your sweeteners and you're having your little things inside your fasting window and you weren't really efficient at this and you had more go into storage than you can use, you're going to have a lot of this to get through in this window before you can tap into the real storage, which is where the problems lie. Having that weight on our body, having some of these pesky little illnesses that we have to manage, having some inefficiency with how our body is tolerating some things that we have in, on, and around our environment, thyroid issues, extra body fat. Your body can't get to that because you haven't been efficient enough at the fast and you haven't been efficient enough at tapping into the overflow. When you get through the overflow efficiently, that 16-hour mark, that's when we start to tap into the storage. It was also what I like to call the problem areas, right? This last little window of 4 hours also is the place where we can tap into that autophagy opportunity, right? So if you get really efficient at this 4 hours is where the magic is happening. It's the sweet spot for so many of us in this community because we actually get the opportunity to tap into fat utilization. Because our body's forced to use the fat that we have in storage because it's like, hey, girlfriend, thanks. I ate all that food. I utilized all that food that you provided for me yesterday. It was awesome. Totally nutrient dense. I knew exactly what to do with it. Then it goes into here looking for more energy and like, okay, there was a little bit extra. No problem. I'm going to get through that really efficiently because you're figuring out what I need to survive. And then your body goes, wait a second, there's not a whole lot left in here. Let me go into storage and get rid of all of that fat that we've been holding on to because we were afraid to let it go because I didn't know what you were going to do with food tomorrow. I didn't know if you were going to go on some radical diet. I didn't know if you were going to give me everything that I needed. So I've been saving a lot of stuff in this emergency tank and I'm really comfortable with you now. Our relationship is a lot better. I trust that you're going to treat me well and give me everything that I need. I'm going to let this go now. This is this extra weight. This is the extra fat. This is the problem area most women don't ever tap into because we get too much here. We're not comfortable with this and we're afraid to go to this place. This is what I call draining the tanks. And yes, I have these kind of conversations with my body all the time, and my body has them with me because that is the best way to understand what your body needs. Open up that dialogue with your body. If your body's not losing weight and it's not utilizing fat efficiently, what are you doing in these two windows? What are you doing in your fasted state that might be keeping you from getting to the overflow? What are you doing in the first 16 hours of your fast, or are you stopping your fast at 16 hours when you're just getting through that overflow and you're not giving yourself the opportunity to get into the extra fat and the extra weight and where you need to balance out your hunger hormones? This window right here is where we lose the fat, because we're giving our body the opportunity to use it up. Remember, we only have two real reasons for energy. We store it and we utilize it, right? So how much energy are you storing because you're not able to tap into it efficiently? When you get really good at this, this is what we call the rinse and repeat, right? We repeat the draining of the tanks in 24-hour cycles. When you get really efficient at using your last food experience, tapping into the overflow, and then utilizing the storage that we also call our problems, all you need to do is rinse and repeat this every 24 hours. And when you feast to support this process, then it becomes really easy to do, because your body's going to fall in love with the decisions that you're making for it. And it's going to pay you back in kind by getting here faster and being more efficient when it's in this third level of draining the tanks, also known as the 16 to 20 hour mark of your fasting window. Now, do you have to do this every single day, squeaky clean, for the rest of your life? No, not if you're getting really good at fueling your body during your feasting window for the appropriate amount of energy that you need to utilize and store. You don't have to do this squeaky clean every single day if you're not packing away too much in this overflow area and you can utilize it during that 4-hour window of your fasted state. And then you don't have to do this every single day, squeaky clean, for 20 hours. If you're seeing the results by your body actually losing weight and you're utilizing the fat that you don't like seeing on your body, that's when you know you've hit this and you're really efficient at it. So then you can ebb and flow your way through fasting, or you can ebb and flow your way through memory making moments, or you can go on vacation and not stress out and feel really bummed out about the fear you have because you're going to gain weight because you don't know how to implement this. You can go on vacation, you can go to birthday parties, you can eat the cake at your kids' weddings, you can do all the things when you really understand and can feel this happening for yourself. This is why the 20-hour fast is so magical for so many of us women who don't want to carry around a bunch of extra body fat in menopause. All you need to do is drain the tanks every day efficiently for a 24-hour cycle, period. When you get really good at that, you can do this with ease. And anytime you want to feel the energized sense of calm or work on a little pesky area of your body that you're noticing something's getting it a little fluffy, or you want to change something that's going on with your health, just get good at this. Practice this philosophy. What I love about this is that it's not associated with a diet. It's not associated with deprivation. It's not associated with reducing calories. None of that dialogue is anything that I have explained here. All that I've taught you how to do is understand how your body's systems work with the energized sense of calm fasting that we do here. Feast so that you get through this efficiently and effectively in your 4-hour window of feasting, so that when you start your fast, it doesn't take your body 20 hours to get through this. We want to get through this during the fast. Then we want to get through this in the first 4 hours of our fasted state, so we can spend 4 hours eating away at this. Y'all, it's too simple. It is the simplest way to live our life. If you feel stressed about this, or you feel like this is complicated, I promise you it's thoughts that you have about food. It's thoughts that you have about your body. It's taking past experience of failure with you to an opportunity that is the easiest thing to find success in. You got to let all this go and just listen to this basic conversation about fasting long, feasting well. And then when you start adding in training smart, this even becomes so much more effective, because if you can feast to support what it is you want in your training sessions, you're going to get through this even more efficiently, which means you're going to get to this so much faster and be more efficient at it. And then this is going to be where your body is going to do its best work. You don't have to do anything but get out of the way, and you will be a lean mean menopausal machine. And that's what we want to create here in this community. This is what we teach inside the Intermittent Fasting for Today's Aging Woman course. We teach this. I teach this for you to feel it and see it firsthand. So the 0 to 12, the 12 to 20 is what we practice repeatedly inside the Intermittent Fasting course. This is what we really start tapping into when we're in the midlife mindset shift course. And we do use some tools that we can actually test to prove that this is working for us. So if you're feeling frustrated, or you're like, there's so much confusing information out there, I don't know who I'm supposed to listen to, I don't know who I'm supposed to follow you. Listen to your body. It is having dialogue with you. When you're not losing weight and you're not losing body fat, your body is sending you a signal that you're not doing something correctly. Go back to the drawing board. Figure out what you're doing in that feasting window and why it is you're not efficient at these two little parts of your tank. When we're not feasting to fast and we're fasting to feast, oftentimes what happens is we never even get through this, especially for menopausal women. So we never even get to the overflow. And what happens is this. We create an even worse scenario for us, because instead of going down the tank and utilizing what we have in storage, our body's shooting energy out into our system, aka insulin resistance, aka pre-diabetic conditions, aka diabetes. This is diabetes right here, because we're not even using what we ate last efficiently enough to get to the overflow that we already have in storage. So everything is going into your system, and that's how we end up getting sick. And this is how the average person is living their life, right? We don't want to be average here. We want to be the outliers. And so we got to get really efficient at draining the tanks. I hope this is totally I just saw Vernetta. This is totally true for menopausal women. It's totally true for postmenopausal women. It's true for menopausal women. And it's also true for women. It's also true for people. Like this right here is true for every human body. But most specifically for women who are going through hormonal seasons of change. That's all the seasons of menopause, because our hormones are so out of whack. This is the best way to get your hunger hormones back to working the way they were designed to work. You're forcing them to balance themselves out in this 20-hour window. And when you're in postmenopause, that is when your hunger hormones are most crazy, because your insulin doesn't know what to do because all of your other hormones are out of whack. Hormones work like this, right? And when one's off balance, the other one tries to compensate. And so what fasting does is it helps it get more like this, right? They're always going to ebb and flow, and they're always going to be working like trying to get each other into balance. And you want them to be like this and not these big swings. And so when I was in perimenopause, I was a pre-diabetic because of this. It wasn't because of what I was eating. It wasn't because of how I was exercising. It's because I didn't understand how to efficiently drain my tanks. And so when my insulin was all out of whack, I wasn't able to get into fat utilization. This was magic for me and continues to be magic for me today. Okay, so I'm going to put the link for the Intermittent Fasting for Today's Aging Woman course in the comment section. If you want to feel this in real time, I teach you that inside the Intermittent Fasting course. I don't tell you what to eat. I don't give you a meal plan. I don't tell you that food is bad. I don't tell you to stop eating things that you like. I teach you how to feel this for yourself. And what does it take in your feasting window for you to have the most efficient and effective fasted state? That's the thing that we teach you inside the class. Okay, so let me see who's here today and whose questions and comments I can answer. Like this thing right here fires me up. I think I need to get this like copyrighted or trademarked or something. Like this is if you can get this down, if you can visualize this happening in your body, if you can really like think about these markers, 12 hours, 16 hours, 20 hours, and visualize this happening, girlfriend, it's game over. You'll never have to worry about weight loss or reducing fat in your body ever again. Dorita, hello, my friend. It's so good to have you with us. Kay, just started 24 July 6th last week. We like too. So glad to have you with us. Leona, hello, my friend. Tina, just started fasting 2 weeks ago using a 16-8 window, but I am here. 17 hours of fasting is necessary for autophagy. Is that true? Tina, there's no test for telling someone they're in a state of autophagy. So that's what scientific studies say. But we have women who are getting all kinds of signs that autophagy is working, and we never even know that autophagy is taking place, right? So autophagy is a state of healing, and it's when your body gets rid of all of the dead and damaged things and self-consumes it and then spits out really good things for us. And so how do you know if autophagy is happening? You trust the process long enough to see autophagy taking place right in front of your very eyes. And so if you're losing weight, if you're getting rid of mystery rashes, if your eczema is going away, if your diabetes is reversing. For me, I just reversed my osteoporosis or osteopenia results. They're all going in a healing direction, reversing diabetic conditions, memory coming back, fatigue going away, hot flashes decreasing, night sweats going away, thyroid medication no longer being refilled, thyroid's functioning properly, like you name it, we've had it happen. So at what hour of the day in your fast does that happen? We don't care. We don't care. All we care is that it's happening, right? So it's the trust and the consistency over time and believing this is going to work for you for however long it takes it for those signs and signals to show up is what I always say. That's how you trust autophagy. But we also know that you have to be in the state of your body getting to the place where it has to work to find the dead and damaged cells in order to repair them. And it can't do that if it's constantly being fed here. So just know that. Let's see. Doretta, 18.6 for 14 months now, down 65 pounds, working towards 24. Awesome, girlfriend. And you're losing weight. So that's a great sign right there. Jackie, I've been intermittent fasting for the past 1.5 years. I reached my goal. So I do 18 hours each day for the autophagy effect, eating, easiest thing I have ever done. Yeah. And I'm always, I'm a go all in girl, if you guys haven't noticed yet. So my brain always says, okay, well, if autophagy happens here, if that's where it's happening, what can happen if I go to here? So a lot of people stop fasting at 18 hours because they're like, check autophagy. Well, if autophagy starts at 17 hours, what's happening for you if you stay in it till 20, like 3 more hours? Like what other kind of magic can happen for you? And again, it's the ebb and flow. Like, do you have to do it every day? No. Is a good 20-hour fast every now and then going to get you just that deeper healing state? Yeah, absolutely. So it's fun to kind of play with the numbers a little bit. Karen, fasting for 6 months, average 18 to 20 hours works for me. April 23 grad. Yeah, love it. Tina, my fasting has been going great until I started incorporating a harder workout, and now I'm struggling with my normal 20-hour fast. I'm trying to keep my fast clean, but should I have a post-workout? I would say you probably need to have maybe a pre-workout where you can kind of just get a little energy boost in there. So you can go into your workout feeling a little bit more energized. And again, there's different reasons for fasting, right? So, and we call this the trifecta to aging successfully: fasting long enough, feasting well enough, and training smart enough. So on the days where you're requiring more from your body because of your training, those might be days that you fast less and feast more. You get to play with those levers, right? But if we're constantly pulling the levers at their max, and I think we've talked about this before, something's going to give. And so this is where you have to evaluate why you're fasting. If you're healed, meaning you're coming at this with a healthy, you have the clean bill of health, so there's no health things that you're trying to reverse, then backing up on your fasting a little bit, amping up some nutritional choices to support what it is you're asking of your body and your fitness might make the fitness feel a little better, because your body's probably just saying, hey, I need some more nutrients. And so you just give it what it needs, for sure. I use a pre-workout. I'm very open and honest about that. And on the days that I am clean fasting for the opportunity to get here like super efficiently without any interruptions, those are the days that I do the clean fasting. On the days that I'm training, I use my training methodology to also utilize this to get to this faster as well. But I have an interruption in my fast for my pre-workout. So you get to decide that, Tina, and I highly recommend playing around with a bunch of different things until you figure out what's working for you. Jackie, my question for Diane is, do you think we should take a day or two off each week because it's just hard? I just heard our metabolisms will slow down. What do you think? I think that that's a load of crap. I don't think you should have to do anything. You don't think you should have to stop doing something that's working for you. And here's the other truth is that life happens. So if I schedule Tuesdays and Thursdays at the day for the days that I don't fast because I'm afraid my metabolism is going to slow down. And then Saturday, my family decides they want to go to lunch. So I also don't fast. And then Sundays, we like to have brunch. So I don't fast on that day either. Now I'm not fasting for 4 days. So let life interrupt perfection, right? No one can fast the same exact way every single day for the rest of their life, even if they tried, because our metabolism is always shifting. So that statement can only be true if your metabolism is at a constant. But your sleep changes your metabolism. Your stress changes your metabolism. Your hydration changes your metabolism. Your workouts change your metabolism. The food you choose to eat on any given day is going to change your metabolism. So as long as you have that variety in your life, your metabolism is never going to slow down because of fasting. That is just a flat out lie. So live your life. Let life be the thing that's going to create the variety for you, and don't live such a structured, like restrictive life that you don't let life do that for you. That's more fun, right? To just let life do that for you. And then when you have an opportunity to fast long and feast really well, you lean into that as well. So that again is one of those marketing things that a lot of people are talking about, because for goodness sakes, there's not a whole lot to talk about when you live this life. It's super simple. Right. So we have to throw some variety in there and some wrenches in there so that we have something to talk about when we come on YouTube. When the reality is your body is going to take care of that for you. It's going to take care of that for you. Trust the process, and just enjoy what it is you enjoy doing. Tina, yikes, I've been doing 16-8 as a beginner. Glad I only wasted 2 weeks. I tried 24 tomorrow. Must do it. Must you do it 7 days a week? You only need to fast 20 hours a day on the days okay, here's my philosophy. I only fast 20 hours a day on the days that I want to look and feel my best. That's it, period. You get to decide how many days you do it, but don't restrict yourself for the wrong reasons. Don't limit yourself for the wrong reasons. Don't limit yourself from a 20-hour fast because you're afraid it's going to slow down your metabolism. People who say that you have to vary up your fast because you'll slow down your metabolism, don't understand what a fasted state can do for you. Period. So do it any day you want. Steph, I'm in the July course and this chart and conversion is very helpful. Thank you for explaining. You bet. I need to just pay someone to draw this out for me and put it inside of your course for you, because this is such a great visual of understanding just how our body uses up energy, right? We either have it in storage or we're going to provide it with some new stuff. Either way. And so it's super powerful. Is it okay to drink a straight black coffee through my last hours of the 14 to 20 hours of the fasted state? Connie, I have no idea. I have no idea if it's okay for you to drink straight black coffee. Try it out, right? For me to drink straight black coffee at the 14 to 20 hour mark of my fast would mean that I would be an anxious mess. So if I'm going to tell you from my own personal experience, I'd be like, no, you're probably not going to sleep. You might be anxious. Like I could tell you all kinds of things. So the only person that can answer that question for Connie is Connie. Try straight black coffee at that window of your fast and see what it does for you. And then you can decide whether it works for you or not. Angela, or Silky, girlfriend, I feel like I haven't seen you in a while. It's so good to have you here today. January 23 grad, 55 plus pounds down, 24 clean, fast, hearty feast, inflammation and brain fog gone, and I sleep better. Jump into class and reclaim your life. Angela, thank you for saying that, my friend. And do you fast every day for 20 hours? Have you noticed that your metabolism has slowed down? Like, we got to really start debunking all these things. And it's no shade. Like, it is no shade. But here's what I want you guys to think about who are like scared to do something because some random person told you to be scared. Why do you believe that? Why are you limiting the amazing possibilities for you and your future self because of fear? Test it out. Fast every day for 20 hours, exactly the same day, same way, exactly the same time, eat exactly the same things, sleep exactly the same amount, and see if your metabolism slows down. Like, how are you going to know if your metabolism slows down? You're going to, what? How do we know that? Right? So don't let fear keep you from living your best life. please. Leona, love the chart. Makes sense. Awesome. Does this apply to postmenopausal women as well? 100%. I am a postmenopausal woman. I have been in menopause now for 7 years, I think. It's been forever. 7 years. Do I do this? 100%. Do I do this like it's my job when I want to affect change here? 100% without a doubt. If I want to change my physique, if I want to change my sleep, if I want to change how much muscle I can see visibly on my body, if I want to reduce fluffiness, if I want to get rid of inflammation, this right here is my go-to without a doubt. Works every single time like a champ. Angela, hit the like button, subscribe, and share with those you love, and jump into class. Ladies, it's time to enjoy this season of life. Yes, Angela, I appreciate you saying that. Get into class. Like, I will help you debunk every single myth that's out there about intermittent fasting for women in menopause. I give you the permission to think for yourself in real time and prove what works to you. That is my mission. That is my passion. That's why we're here. That's why we have a class, because I want you to practice this in real time and see what works for you, so you don't have to keep living in this fear-based kind of life. Sherry went to dermatology today for annual skin check, and she asked if I was losing weight. I've been doing 24 for 15 days straight, feeling awesome. There you go, my friend. And what she probably realize and notice in you is you're losing that inflammation, right? Because you already look fantastic. And so when we get rid of that little puffy layer of inflammation, it absolutely changes everything about our physique. And it's such a beautiful thing that with very little effort, because you're just doing a whole lot of nothing for 20 hours, and you're letting your body do what it needs to do. And you're tapping into this fat utilization as well. And so it just subtly starts disappearing. It's so fun. Tina, sold. Sign me up. Tina, come on in, my friend. It is the best. Leona, yes, I think you need to copyright your chart, Diane. I'm a screenwriter and I copyright my scripts. Yeah, I probably should, because, all those other people will start talking about this like it's some new research or something. That's like the whole, I posted this on my Instagram and Facebook page yesterday about carbonated water. Like, new research says carbonated water does all these amazing things. Y'all, we've been drinking that stuff for years. Like, we know, like, we don't need a research study. We feel it. We see it. Like, we know the magic that it does for us. So again, if you're one of those, I call them research divas. If you're a research diva, like, practice some stuff. Just practice some stuff. Practice what you're researching, practice what you're reading about, and figure out what works for you. And then also know this, you're always going to find the answer you're looking for. So if you want to prove that fasting is the worst thing that women can do, there's plenty of people writing about that. If you want to prove that fasting is the best thing for women to do, there's plenty of people who are writing about that. And there's plenty of people who are living that out loud. We're part of that community, right? So be careful what you're looking for. You're always going to find that answer. Anita, no problem with the fasting. It's my feasting. I need to get right. I keep questioning if I am getting enough calories. Is there really a minimum intake we should be mindful of? Anita, have you taken my class? If you've taken my class, I need you to remind yourself of week 1's lesson. We talk about calories inside of week 1. And this is also called calories. This is called calories. And this is called calories. So if you're getting the right nutrients, which also come in the form of calories here, your body's going to utilize those. Then you don't even need to take in new nutrients for your body to get calories from the overflow. And then you also don't need to take in new calories or new nutrients for your body to utilize fat. These are also called these are also called calorie utilization parts of your tank. So if you're worried about calories, I recommend going back to week 1 of your course. If you haven't taken my class, you need to, and then you'll be able to answer that question for yourself. Jackie, you are so welcome. Steph, I agree. Please include this chart in the course. Okay, I'm going to work on getting that done for you guys. Maybe I can draw it out on my iPad or something and then upload it there. Leona, January 23 grad, jump into the August class. It changed my life and it can change yours too. I do the 24 IF. My lab results have improved a lot and I'm losing weight and feeling great. Okay, so thank you for reminding me to talk about that too. So let's say, what if fat is not an issue for you? Like, what if you're not worried about your body fat? And when I first started fasting, I wasn't either. I was worried about reversing a pre-diabetic condition that was going to turn into diabetes very quickly. I was worried about the fact that I couldn't remember my kids' names, which is not a normal thing for me. I forget a lot of things, but my kids' names, I mean, that was scary. I was worried about, I had some dental gum issues going on that, was just part of aging. I had all kinds of things happening to me that I wasn't happy with. And this right here took care of all of them. All of them. And all of those things were taken care of before I lost weight and before I lost body fat. And I had to trust the process. If I only went at this for losing body fat, then I promise you, I would probably still be a diabetic. I'd probably be a full blown diabetic because I would have been doing this for the wrong reasons, right? The fat loss will come, but we got to get through the sludge first. What are you doing to get through the sludge? Because the sludge is really what's slowing us down. This is what's super powerful for us and super empowering for us. But if you don't get to these two areas and get through them efficiently first, you're never going to get to here. And that is really magical. Karen, I am 72 years young and I feel great with fasting and have shed 30 pounds. I feel good in my own skin. Yes, join class. It's great. You deserve it. Yeah, that's a great way to say it. Women deserve this. We deserve to be free. We deserve to not be fearful. We deserve to be able to make our own informed decisions about our bodies and how it is we choose to age, because aging is a choice, right? The way we age should be our choice, and we shouldn't have people dictating to us how it should be. So give yourself permission to just think a different way. That's all we got to do. Mary Jo, would you mind talking about what feasting for 4 hours looks like for you? I have a 4-hour window. So just like in my fasted state, I fast, right? I also have 4 hours where I feast. So today will probably look like my daughter and I have to go run some errands. So I don't know. I might just take my break fast shake with me. So I break my fast usually with a shake. Sometimes I'll have a midday square. Sometimes I'll have a little snack with my husband. And then we have dinner. And dinner can be a number of things. If you follow me on Instagram, I usually try to share what I eat every night for dinner. I don't break it down. I just share a picture of it. You can figure it out for yourself. Lots of healthy proteins and carbohydrates and fats. I don't limit myself in any way from food. The only food I don't eat is food that I have determined doesn't work for me. Right. But I had last night, I had some creamy ice cream. I made some ice cream in my creamy. And we made it at home because we're in control of the ingredients when we make it at home. So I don't take anything off the food chart of my own unless I have determined it doesn't allow me to look and feel my best, and that doesn't let me live authentically. So you really have to do the work for you to figure out what food looks like for you. And a 4-hour window is a 4-hour window. Sometimes I eat a whole lot in my 4-hour window. Sometimes I don't eat a whole lot. I just let it flow. I don't count calories, and I only manage macros or track macros when I want to see if I'm being really honest with myself. But other than that, I don't track anything. And that's the freedom and flexibility I want you guys to have too. Diane, I love this chart. I feel so empowered when I'm fasting 24 most days. Thank you. If you haven't taken the course, jump in. Thanks, Patty. Patty was a really successful graduate from our course, and now she's living her life out loud and proud, rinsing and repeating this lifestyle. So, Patty, I always love when you come back and join us in the comments. It's so good to see you. Fast usually 16 to 18 hours a few days a week. There you go. Esta, very interested, and this is new to me. Can you and fluids can you drink when fasting? Oh, I think you want me to explain what fluids. So again, it always determines where you start your fasting, why you're fasting, where you start, meaning on your healing journey, why you're fasting, and what you want from your fasting is always going to determine things. So here's what I'll do on Monday. What we'll talk about is the different reasons to fast. So we'll do that on Monday. So that's what you have to decide first. So if you're like, I'm trying to reverse some disease, or you maybe were just diagnosed with like a skin cancer mole or something like that, like I would recommend squeaky clean fasting, only water, like 22 hours a day. If you're like, I need to reverse some pre-diabetic conditions, or I think I'm insulin resistant, then you want to do this. I would just do water and black coffee. If you're like, I got this down, like I'm loving this lifestyle, I love I love not eating anything till 20 hours, but I'm also an athlete, so I want to support that. Then you might have an interruption maybe in this part of your window, but you can get back to like getting to where you want to be in 20 hours with what you're doing with your exercise. We call that the trifecta to aging successfully. So you can add some things in. So it all just depends on what you're looking for. If you're doing things in the 0 to 20 hour mark, and you also have complaints about what you're not getting results wise from the 20, it always has something to do with what you're doing here, right? If you're like, I'm fasting for 20 hours, I'm loving my life, I can't imagine things getting any better, and you start to play around with some stuff in here, that's fine too. You do not have to be a squeaky clean faster. Sometimes just taking a break from food is enough for people maintenance wise. So again, it all just kind of depends on where you are and what the results are that you want. But water and black coffee is really the clean way to fasting. And if you want to get deep levels of autophagy, cellular healing, and do some gut repair, then it's water only. But lots of different variations you can do. Again, it all just depends on your comfort level, your maturity level with fasting, and how honest you are about the results that you want. And are you getting the results you want? And that really is going to determine what you do. Okay, that's my little soapbox lesson for today. I want to scream this from the rooftops. This, if you can visualize this, if you can visualize your body doing this, if you can visualize your body like going, yep, we got through last night's feasting, we're good to go. I'm feeling like we're tapping into some overflow. And then you get to like, ooh, I can feel that fat being pulled out. I call it like when you're tapping, this is tapping into your pantry. This is when your body is tapping into those reserves in your pantry, and it's tapping into all that food that you have in storage that's been hanging around, that's not making you look and feel your best or feeling your most confident. Spend some time here. Everything will change for you. Super fun. Tina, my fasting has been going great until I started. Oh, I think I already read that one. I thought it was that one new one. Okay, I think that's it. I think that is it. Okay, so I put the link for class inside the comment section. I'm telling you, you got to get into class if you really want to feel this in real time. Once this clicks, once this little area of storage, and you really get efficient at draining these tanks clicks, you will question why you've been waiting so long to do this. You'll question why you ever walked away with this. You'll question why you're not fasting for 20 hours today. It is absolutely magical, and it is so freeing for so many women. Okay, I will see you guys on Monday. We will talk about reasons why we fast and what to do in your fasted state for a particular reason. That will be Monday's conversation. I can't wait to see you guys in class in August. My July peeps, I'm going to be checking in with you today to make sure you're all still checking into your lessons and you're doing well. The second and third week of lessons are the most important, crucially life-changing lessons for you to tap into, because now with your fasting, you're just practicing. All you're doing is rinsing and repeating that 20 hours. But it's the thought process and how it is we're mentally and emotionally showing up around food that's going to keep you in the game. So make sure you're checking into your lessons every day. Graduates, it was so good to see you again today. And then, like I said, I'll see you guys on Monday. Have a super fantastic weekend. Fast long, feast well, and make sure you're training smart.